Ashtyn's gonna watch Lemon Pound Cake from Alfa Romeo. Oh, what?
Like, literally had this song downloaded on, like, Apple Music. It's from Step Brothers. I'll take you from the bottom while you're drinking sangria. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Behind the Brilliance. I'm Ashtyn.
And I'm Danielle. And today we are evolving Behind the Brilliance a little bit. We're changing the format, or at least probably not permanently. I think you had a really great idea yesterday that I still want to play on. So we're still going to goof off and have fun sometimes, but we are looking forward to bringing in guests because I think we have done a lot of educating, a lot of talking, but we want to bring in like behind the business, behind people's brilliances. Behind. Because then it can help people ahead and forward. So since we don't have a guest today, but Ashtyn and I are both successful business owners, we're just going to go over some of the questions, the types of questions we're going to ask guests. And I think this is just good to get an insight. Some people can relate to Ashtyn's journey. Someone might relate better to my journey. So it's just an exploration.
Yes, and also we're not only bringing in lash artists, we're going to be bringing people from all over so that, because we're really trying to dive into the business aspect of owning your own business rather than like the actual business itself.
So today we're going to put ourselves in the hot seats and ask some of the questions we're going to ask. So I'm going to start with you. We can go back and forth.
Okay.
So let's talk about the beginning of Ashtyn's business. What did your life look like before your business? What were your goals like back then? And did you always think you'd be an entrepreneur?
Okay, well, I was a fetus. So
True, facts.
I started doing lashes. I took my lash course at 15 years old. I always knew that I wanted to be like my own business. I knew that I didn't want to work under anybody. The only like real job that I've ever worked is like a smoothie shop, and I was like 14 years old. And then the rest of the time I've always just been like a babysitter or a nanny, which still is like running your own thing. So I knew I wanted to be in the beauty industry because growing up my mom did hair, and so I always grew up in a salon setting, but I knew I didn't want to do hair and I didn't want to do nails, and I was getting my lashes done, and I was like, you know what, there's no regulations in Idaho, so let me just take the course and see if I like it. And then I fell in love with it, and here we are.
Yeah, awesome. Well, yeah.
Yeah, but like low-key, I just woke up one day and was like, let's try.
Yeah, and since we're both kind of answering the same questions, I don't even know how to explain how I started. I, like Ashtyn, started really young. I'm just a lot longer in the business now, so I started lashing. I think I went to beauty school when I was 18, and I started lashing when I was 19, 20, so in my teen years or early on. But I was just going to school. I was in college. I actually graduated high school when I was 16. I was taking junior college classes. I eventually transferred to San Diego State to pursue a degree in biology because I was back and forth between medical school, dental school. When I was 17, went to aesthetic school, got my esthetician license, and then just started using the revenue I was bringing in through doing beauty services to pay my way through college. And eventually what ended up happening is the 4 years I spent in college, I was building a lash business that became so successful that by the time I graduated college, I had no desire to keep going to school, to get in student loan debt. I was having the time of my life, and I had realized that I had the job of my dreams because I went back and forth between becoming a surgeon and becoming an orthodontist, which is like two random different things. But like the pre stuff is the same. But I wanted to be an orthodontist because I had a great experience with braces. I feel like my orthodontist cared about me. There was like a development of a relationship where you got to see them every 2 weeks. Plus they helped me feel more confident about the way I looked because before braces, I was less confident. I had like messed up teeth in the front. My teeth got straight. I came out. So I thought, what a cool job to help people feel more confident about them. They come to you by choice, and you get to build this relationship with them by seeing them every 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. And I realized I literally already have that.
Yeah.
and I can wear whatever I want.
And you don't have to play in people's mouths.
And I started touring dental schools in college, and I was like, I literally have no desire to be in people's mouths. It's actually kind of gross. So it just led me here, and then I started training people. I found holes in the training industry for lashes, in the product industry for lashes, which just kind of almost forced me to develop a product line, a training program, and to this day, I'm still doing lashes. I know eventually I'm going to have to like give that up so that I can be even more focused on some of the bigger picture, but I lash, I love it. So where did I start? I don't even know. It just evolved, and I still don't know like what tomorrow holds. All right. So like before, I mean, I know we were talking about your infant when you were an infant or a toddler, but like what did you think success would look like before you were a business owner? What were you chasing? What did you think would make you feel successful? If you even had that vision, maybe you were too young that you didn't even like put yourself there. But let's just say a year ago. So the other day you posted a transformation of your schedule showing a year ago what your books look like a year ago versus what they look like this week, which is like you're jam-packed, okay?
Yeah.
You know, she just moved here from Boise. Well, not just, but like you've been here for 2 years now or almost 2 years. So the evolution of a year ago to now, what do you think would have made you feel successful before?
I feel like just like where I am now.
Booked. Okay. Booked and busy. Yeah, it's a funny question. We're still working out the kinks. Like this is just like our first interview type podcast.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Like I feel like before I was doing lashes, my like idea of success was like being rich.
okay. I think that's what a lot of people like. I feel like, you know, thinking for my own answer too. It's like, you want to be financially stable. You don't want to have to ask somebody for money.
Yeah, and it's like I don't really feel like I ever had like a life plan. Like I really just like woke up one day and was like, you know what? Let's do it. Like I've never had like a life plan. I didn't know that I was actually going to go to college until like the day before applications were due, and I just filled a whole bunch out. Like I didn't know that I wanted to do tattoos until the week before, and I was like, okay, let's do it. Like I didn't know I wanted to move out until the week before.
Well,
and I just make it all happen.
My fellow water sign. I think that that's actually the key to life. Like I've been studying more and more about like being in your feminine versus your masculine, because that's something that I've like evolved from being very masculine, which is like structured, planned, like setting up these high expectations, which isn't truly like what's in our essence. So flowing and just not having.
Yeah, like I really don't think I've ever had like a life plan. Like I feel like a lot of people, they're like in high school and they're like, I'm going to be a nurse. I'm going to graduate high school, and then I'm going to go to nursing school, and then I'm going to go to med school. And then no, that's never been a thing in my head. Yeah. Like it's always just been like, oh, like what do you want to do after high school?
And see what the ultimate flow is like. She's literally 20 years old. She's killing it in everything she does, but she's also creates a balance and does a variety of things, and she's just a bossy bitch.
Yeah, like I really just never had a plan.
So what did I think success would look like would definitely be in just like I could pay for what I need.
Yeah.
Of course, we can all live outside or within our means, and like I've gone through different stages of life where I'm living outside of my means and struggling versus like I kind of think I have it on lock now. I was thinking about this earlier this morning too. It was like I just haven't needed any kitchen stuff for a long time. I don't need, like, it's funny when you just have everything you need, so you're not even spending that much money, and then when you work a lot, you're making a lot of money. So it's like, it's nice to just be able to go, I'm going to Black Rock, and I'm going to get coffee today, and I don't care. I don't have to, like, worry that, like, am I going to have enough money tomorrow?
Yes, I will say, actually, when I first... See, this is, again, like, what I do. Like, I just, like, don't care, and it just somehow works out. Like, when I first moved into my apartment, and I moved out, and I lived on my own, with my, like... amount of clients that I had, I was not making enough money to be able to like actually pay my rent every month, but I had savings, so I was like, I'll be fine. And then within a month of living there, I gained like 20 new clients, and so it's like it just worked out.
Honestly, again, I feel like that is literally such a spiritual like hack, is to like not worry about it and just believe that you'll be taken care of.
Literally just
do it.
And
it does. And honestly, I watched that happen for you too with like the tattoo course, because you were like you said, you weren't even planning to take a tattoo course. You're also in school and you have all this other stuff going on. And you're like, but I kind of want to. But like, it's this random, what is like $3,000 to take the class. You're like, am I supposed to come up with that right now?
I had like a month to come up with
and then
$3,000.
Didn't all of a sudden your like financial aid or something happened where you had extra money that you didn't know that you were gonna have or
like my school literally paid me like $5,000, and I was like,
yeah. It was like a refund on accident, like you overpaid. Something happened where she literally was just delivered the money. But you, nonetheless, though, I feel like you had still booked a bunch of, I don't know. I just remember like, I love that. I love watching that happen when like you just trust the universe and the universe literally provides. I think when you're stuck in a worry mindset and you're literally projecting lack, and then you kind of attract reasons to stay there. But over here we flow in.
And honestly, I like hate when people are like, stop being delusional. No, be delusional.
Oh my God. That's like my favorite quote is like,
literally be delusional.
Everybody's delusional. Choose your delusion. Like, do you want to be delusionally happy or delusionally not happy?
Like, I hate when everybody's like, stop being so delusional. No. Be more realistic. No.
No. No.
No. No, 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 no.
What was your biggest turning point in your business?
Honestly, my biggest turning point in my business was
getting a job at Garnet Lash.
No, like honestly, yeah, like getting like choosing a salon that like felt like aligned with me, and also adding something new to my services. So like in Idaho, I wasn't offering lash lifts or brow lammies because I wasn't a licensed esthetician, but when I started doing that here, I feel like in the beginning I was doing so many brow lammies because I was the only person who offered them.
Yeah.
And I think I still am. And then like adding tattoos, I literally have excelled ever since then. So I really do feel like putting my focus in like 4 or 5 different little like areas rather than just like hyper focusing on one thing has for some reason helped me, even though for a lot of people it's actually the opposite. But I feel like that was like a big turning point.
And like you said though, like I think everybody has a different preference, because I would say the opposite. For me, I started as a massage therapist and an esthetician, and I was offering facials and waxing and body wraps and body scrubs and like just everything. And when I stopped doing everything and focused on lashes, of course, there was a timing aspect of that being 2008-9, where it was like super underground. I was the only person doing lashes. So of course I excelled quickly, but I like specializing. I tried to incorporate lash lifts. I don't want to do them. I love watching the girls do tattoos. I don't want to do them. I like being a specialist, but that works for me. And that's where maybe, like you said earlier, like what you need or what success is like for you is like kind of changing and growing and evolving. There's an aspect of that that's more important to you, so that individually matters versus me. Like I like to be really good at something or whatever. I don't know. I like to change too. I mean, but
well, I also do feel like for me personally, like I can give my all to everything if I'm doing multiple things. Like I feel like when I was just doing lashes, I was getting really burnt out doing lashes. Now that I'm like focusing on like multiple things, I don't get burnt out doing one thing. So I still have enough energy to give to like everybody and everything.
Yeah.
Because I'm like bouncing from like thing to thing.
And so part of it is really just like adapting to what's true to you. Like what works for you. What's something people don't see?
The amount of like time and effort that you put into marketing yourself. Like realistically speaking, it is not just like a real post. Like it's something that it has to be like very thought through, and like also like picking an Instagram song, like a reel song or like a post song, that is so hard. Like marketing yourself is a very difficult thing.
I think that I like tapping into the energetic aspect of like what you don't see. What you really don't see is like what we were talking about earlier. What do you believe to be true? Like, do you believe you're a good, are you confident? Are you a good lash artist? Are you a good person? Do you have good bedside manner? Do you have good customer service? Do you have the ability to connect? Like those spiritual aspects of it versus like, what do you do when you wake up in the morning? Do you automatically think negative thoughts? Are you automatically worried about what you don't have that day? Or do you wake up grateful for life, go to the gym, like take care of yourself, like, I don't know, like indulge in like little things that make you happy. Like I just love my dog. My dog makes me so happy that when I just like sit with him for 2 minutes, I'm like, oh my God, my life is over. It's just perfect. And so I don't know, just like tapping in correctly can ultimately help you have a better life and a better business. And I just think that that's the part that we don't see. So.
I also feel like another thing that people don't see is like the hard days where you are either like tired or like going through something and you have to like show up and show out for your clients. Like if you were working at like a freaking retail store and you're not having it, then there's other people there that will like help you and almost like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're like there, but like when it's you and like you literally have to like push everything to the side and like be like this like bright, happy person for your client. So honestly, it is kind of like sometimes it is like a fake it till you make it type of thing.
Yeah.
Or like if you've had a really long day and you have to go home and like do behind the scenes stuff for your business, like text people back, schedule people, edit things. Like it honestly, it can get to be a lot.
Yeah. It is a lot. It's a lot running your own business by yourself. Like I think this goes into another like topic that will wrap this up, but it's like going back to pricing, like from earlier episodes when we talk about like make sure you're charging what you're worth. When you think about the time you spend on your business, it's so much more than the hour that you provided the service. Like there's prep, there's like taking inventory, ordering your stuff. How about the shipping and handling that you might pay? Yeah, the hours you're spending texting clients back, the hours you're spending creating marketing posts. So when you calculate what you're charging per hour, it's actually a lot less than what you think when you count those things.
And my eyes have really opened up to exactly that once I started doing tattoos, because there's so much behind the scenes that I have to do. It is not like you just come in and I put the stencil on you and I tattoo you. No, I have to make the stencil. I have to design the stencil. I have to go through all of the works the night before. So I'm literally doing part of your appointment at home. But like people don't like realize that.
Yeah.
So I agree with that.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of the series of questions we have so far. I'm sure this will evolve and it will change depending on the guests that we have on our show. But we are going to be looking for people who are interested in joining us, probably live. I'm sure we can talk about dialing people in, but we'd love to have a third person here with us. I'm going to get a third mic and a third chair. And we're going to talk behind the brilliance with other people and their businesses. So if you love that, we'd love to hear that you love that, or, give us a suggestion of who we should interview, or if that should be you, let us know.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, I think that's all we have for you guys today. If you would like to be featured on our show, DM us or reach out. Other than that, we will see you next week. Bye. Will you do some ASMR with your nuts for me really quick?